Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you are doing your best. So today's video is all about how I cracked my NORCET in my very first attempt, and that is also within 1.5 months of preparation. For this I had followed a very particular way to crack this exam in a very short time. So my fellow nurses who are preparing for the NORCET 9, I know all of you have some confusion regarding from where to start, how to do revision, how to do time management, how to control the negative marking, and moreover how to complete the vast syllabus and how to motivate yourself, and also about the major subjects, minor subjects, about the nursing part. There is so much confusion, I know, and here I will try my best to answer all of your queries by following my own strategy. So first of all, I understood the exam pattern, the syllabus, about the stages of exam like prelims, mains, the duration of the prelims, mains, and also the number of the question, all the sections, everything, and also the minor subjects, major subjects, and also the nursing and non-nursing part. So first of all, for non-nursing part, I had followed only one YouTube channel, that is the AIIMS Maths, and that was enough for me for the math, reasoning, and aptitude. And for the nursing part, I had only read the Piazzadov and the Target High book. So now come to the major subject. What is the major subject? We have to complete and revise multiple times. That is the Foundation of Nursing, Pedia, Psychiatric, Community, OBG, MedSearch, and the minor subjects like pathology, pharmacology, nutrition, education, management, and other subjects. For those subjects, the portion from the Target Eye book, that is enough. If you study those pages, that is enough for the minor subjects. Trust me guys, nothing to do other than this. So after understanding the exam pattern, I had made a structured study plan about the time management, about the revision, also making self notes, MCQ, test series, etc. I divided my day as Target Eye theory, Target Eye MCQ, Piazzadov theory, Piazzadov MCQ, and also the Target Eye image based questions, and the self notes, and also the annexer part and revision. So first 1 month I had studied 3 hours from the Target Eye theory, then 2 hours Target Eye MCQ, and then 1 hour the image based question from the Target Eye, and that is so much important. And then 3 hours the Piazzadov theory, and then 2 hours Piazzadov MCQ. After that 1 hour for the annexer. In my very first video, I had already told that annexer part from the Target Eye is so much important. I had only studied 2 annexer in a day, and it helped me a lot. Then 1 hour I had kept for my self notes, and then 2 hours of revision, or time 30 minutes to 1 hour. Some of videos from any YouTube channel, and I had only followed 2 YouTube channels. And here is another question, that is how to make the self notes. So for making self notes, I had already knew that in a very short period I couldn't able to make the everything in my notes. So when I read a topic for the very first time, then any word like any disease, any instrument, anything which was so new to me, I had shortlisted that term. As we already completed the 4 years of this course, so many things were known to me. Near about 7 to 10% what I never heard. That's the thing I had shortlisted. At first I used to study my self notes only 30 minutes. When after 1 week the number of new things were increasing, that's why I started to keep my 1 hour for my self notes. And because of this, my never heard questions became the most revised part of myself. Now how I manage my time. So in this case, I just want to say that if you want to become a nursing officer, I know somehow you will find your 13 to 14 hours in a day. I also did the same, as I had to crack the exam by anyhow, so this motivation was enough for me. Next, the MCQ part. Never ever ignore the MCQ part. Some of you may think that you will practice MCQ after finishing any subjects or after finishing the whole theory, and that's the wrong decision, the most wrong decision you are making, because you have to practice MCQ simultaneously with the theory part and by maintaining the consistency and daily. You have to set goals for your MCQ. How much MCQ you will do in a day. You have to set it fast and try to fulfill your required goals. And I also did the same things. You have to practice at least 250 to 300 MCQ in a day. Now how I did my revision. Self evaluation का नाम तो सुना ही होगा. And that's so important. Don't leave your revision part after completing the theory part, because you have to revise every day and you have to study the new things every day. If you can balance these simultaneously, then don't worry about the results. For an example, if you study central nervous system from the target eye, and that day you are studying the cardiovascular system from the Pierre Jadot, so you have to revise. Then you just study the central nervous system part from the Pierre Jadot the next day. Then your revision already simultaneously running through your preparation. If you revise in this crisscross manner, your revision will be very much effective and also your study will be. Next very important part, how I control my negative marking. As I practiced more than 10,000 MCQ in a 1 month, I was familiar with many more questions. If you also practice more than 10,000 or at least more than 5,000 MCQ, you will also be familiar with so many questions. And here another trick I followed, that I didn't try so many news in my last 15 days. That's why I had time for the complete revision, and 15 days of revision made me to gain much accuracy. And then another very important trick I had choose, that is I started my exam with the most familiar questions. That is, in a section we know they are time bound, but this section is free to you, and also that was free to me, that 20 questions in a 18 minutes. So I had started with my familiar questions, so that I had gained much more confidence and also some positivity. And then strategically I skipped the toughest question. Here I have the gut feelings that if a particular question is tough for me, that was also tough for the others too. And this gut feeling boost me to be positive throughout my examination. And I also focused on the accuracy, not the quantity. That's another trick for controlling the negative marking. Then about the last 15 days, I only did the revision and the non-nursing part, that is also 45 minutes in a day, and that was enough for me. And from the very first day I didn't take that much stress about my non-nursing part, because I knew that somehow I will manage my non-nursing part in last 15 days. So I didn't take stress, but I also did not avoid my non-nursing part, because I knew that this part will help me to get the required percentile so easily. Besides study, time management, revision, test series, everything, I didn't forget to take care of myself. I took my food timely, also take care about my sleep and mental health, and the stress management. For the stress management, I had followed some techniques. You also know the techniques. And here, most importantly, I was confident but not the overconfident. I didn't keep the hardest part for the very last minute. Strategically and in a very structured way, I took care my weakest subjects and the weakest portion. I know sometimes it is too much tough to keep patient after multiple times, And maybe I didn't face this as I cracked my NORCET in my very first attempt. Still, I will say, don't lose your hope. We all are hoping for the best. I know you will do, and you will be succeed. So my future nurses, don't be so hard on yourself. Take care of yourself. Your consistency and patience will take you to reach your destination.